a bit more autumnal now, isn't it?
It is. You can feel it a bit, can't you?
Yeah. I'm feeling a bit cold. Oh, it's not for me.
Does it get quite cold in the winter with it being a big house?
It can be in places.
In places.
Yeah. This since we've had these UPVC double glazing in, it's been great.
That's
a lot better.
A lot better.
Yeah. Because we had that radiator and just a small one back here, but that stopped all the draft, insulation, sound, and heat, thermal. So yeah, it's been great. It's been really good.
How long have you lived here? A long time?
2 years.
Oh, 2 years?
Coming up to my second anniversary.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, literally. October.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. Yeah. I was in Dumfries before. There's a centre, I was helping get a centre ready for opening.
Yeah.
And then before that, Edinburgh.
Oh, okay.
So that was like this.
Yeah.
But it was in more towards the city centre. In Leith. Do you know Edinburgh at all?
I've only ever been once. Yeah, a nice city actually.
Yeah, it is. And we didn't see a lot of it because when I was there for 3 years, 2 years of that was COVID, really.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and you were very restricted. And one thing and another. But it was all good. I love being in Leith. Leith is just outside, or just on the edge of Edinburgh Centre. And have a football club there, Hibernian. Yeah. But they're very it's community around Leith. You know, they look after each other.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, it's really good.
Where are you originally from then?
I was born here in Liverpool.
Oh, was you born in Liverpool?
Yeah.
I was going to say your accent, you can still...
Just a bit,
yeah,
maybe.
Yeah.
Very northern, isn't it? It's like, I know it's mixed with maybe South Manchester accent.
Yeah.
But, because I grew up in Cheshire.
Oh, okay.
I was born in Liverpool, but my folks moved into Cheshire fairly soon afterwards. And I grew up there, and I had my house there, we got married, had my kids, had a business.
Yeah.
And did everything in Cheshire. And then, but my family were always from Liverpool. And this was my grandma, nana, all my aunts and uncles. So we visited regularly, visit their houses on a Sunday and all this sort of thing when we were kids. So we've got this affinity. And I was so happy when I came back, and look where we are.
Yeah, it's a beautiful location, isn't it? Yeah.
I love going onto take my bike onto the front, go down through Festival Park, past St Michael's Station, down through Festival Park, onto the front, and you follow that along, and you can go, right into the city centre, Pierhead, and
nice.
get to go across to the world. I've only done that once on the ferry, but and of course I've got a pass for the metro.
Oh yeah.
So anywhere.
You can go anywhere, great.
For free.
Yeah, good.
It's really good.
If you don't mind me asking, what age was you when you started getting into sort of Buddhism and?
I reckon I was 38.
38, yeah.
We just had our first child, my daughter, Libby, and I had a bit of an anger issue, and I blew up at someone one day, and it was potentially quite serious, isn't it? kill them really. But and I knew that there was a problem, and within days I was at the shipyard, and there was a leaflet on the wall, and it advertised these meditation classes, and one of the subjects was overcoming our anger.
Ah, right, okay.
I thought, well, I best go to that.
Yeah.
And that's it, and never stopped.
You never stop. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And we eventually, this was in Northwich in Cheshire, and we eventually formed our own centre there, and that's going strong.
Is it?
Yeah, Odiana Centre.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and that's where my family is still, in the sense that my ex-wife's there, she's not well, she's got cancer, and 2 kids are grown-up kids, but they're staying in the house for the time being, keeping an eye on her. So I popped back in too.
Yeah.
And more recently, so I was just got distracted by that message.
Don't worry.
Yeah, we've got to try and get this house ready for sale because it's a big house and the kids want a boom barn.
Yeah.
And my wife needs a small unit for independent living, really. So I've been going back into getting it ready. Yeah. Because I'm quite handy, practically.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah. So do all that.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah.
That's my story.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's worked out supremely well, Jamie, because I find that being in that's great. She'll help the cafe. Being in Dharma, being in Buddha's wisdom, gives you all the answers. You know, you can run around trying to help people, but you can't make them happy. You can't make them happy. You can assist, do your best. But the best way of looking after them is to pray for them and devote all your energies on their behalf. And your guru, he helps, he looks after your family. And it's been supreme. And my wife's doing a bit of remission at the moment because, all these prayers that we keep saying on her behalf. So, I mean, not saying that everyone is living a wonderful life. It depends what a wonderful life is, isn't it? All you wish for is that they have peace of mind.
Yeah, exactly.
And they've got their own karma, so they're going to live that through. But you're looking after them, and you've got your guru looking after them. And it's great.
And when you say guru, sorry.
Our spiritual guide, Geshe, right? So his statue at the bottom on the left.
On the left, okay.
Yeah, we're so fortunate to have him. So he's a lineage guru. So all the teachings came down from Buddha, from guru to guru to guru. You know, teacher, all the way down to Geshe. Geshe Kelsang Gyatso Rinpoche. And the more you get into this and develop your faith, the more you realise how you're so fortunate to have someone like that to turn to.
Yeah.
We always say refuge. The only refuge, it's not worldly refuge. All your worldly refuge can let you down, like your mates, your mum. You always went to your mum, didn't you, when things were going wrong. Your dad, or the police, or the fire service when you got a fire, or the ambulance when you're ill.
Yeah.
But they're not ultimately, they can't solve all your problems.
No.
And, the doctors can't cure your every sickness. So you need the refuge. And in the end, you end saying to yourself, well, the only refuge that's reliable is Buddha's teachings. Buddha himself. Dharma, Buddha's teachings. And Sangha, which are the teachers that give you this information, this advice. So, good morning. How are we?
Morning. Thank you. Good, thank you.
Good to see you.
You too. No Sue?
Sue? Carol?
Yeah.
She's in the cafe. I think I heard her voice, didn't I?
Where is she?
Hiya, Sandra.
Hiya, how are you?
Yeah, okay, thanks you.
I'm sure I heard Sue's
Yeah.
voice.
Good. Yes.
Yeah.
The rest of the class, so to be honest, because there's like a presenter.
Yeah, yeah, I like when this. It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
You okay?
No, I was away before last, yeah, thanks
Where did you go?
No, Thursday.
Oh, to me.
No, go next Thursday,
Oh,
the
right.
weekend, yeah, for Walsburg.
Oh, lovely. Nice getting away, isn't it?
Yeah.
You drive down?
No, get the train, yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it's super safe, it's only 15 quid each way.
Yeah, that's
And I can drive to London now, fancy to,
No, I couldn't.
fancy to stressful,
I
yeah.
wasn't even in town to Manchester.
Yeah, same. You actually get those beach conferences.
Yeah, definitely.
I do, because you don't do it anymore. Yeah.
And it's all around. Oh.
I've got a hate Manchester, we will do it there for a couple of years. So,
Yeah, I'm going to start getting it. Yeah, yeah.
it was quite busy, wasn't it? And then there was quite a lot of video on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's nice on Wednesday.
Yeah, I must have known it was always.
It's nice
Yeah.
to see, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on someone's hair and
Yeah, we do actually, yeah. Did you join then in the end? Did you join it or? Did you join?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's cheaper than what
I must do it.
because you're coming every week.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to stop coming on Friday because we've got this broken shoulder. So the GP basically said, oh, did you know I'm swim? And he said, because it's 6, 8, continue years. So the GP has had this surgery where they put fluid in to try and make it up. But actually won't get better.
Yeah,
It's got me down, it's gone on so long.
Yeah, Polish the same injection.
Yeah, I've had that during the one on September. It does take the edge off. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking we'd come to Friday a few times.
Mm. Yeah.
Nice to get out.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hello. You're all right? You're okay? All right.
Hi, nice to see you.
Hi.
Suzanne,
You been all
the
right?
headphones.
Yes. Go for it. Thank you. Sit down on this side. This side. They're on the back of the seat.
Oh yes, I can see, yeah.
Right. Anyone you like. Let me just check you on. You're on now.
That's a big session. Couldn't get over it.
Sure, which one that is.
Where did you go? I'm
These
sure
two,
it is.
right, okay.
A memorial company.
Right, both of those should be on there.
Oh. And eventually,
That's these two.
like a record.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Do you want me to tap?
One football thing.
Let me just play a few.
We went to the race show in the morning when we went on Thursday, yeah. And then we went for our
Okay.
breakfast to me and my sister and then went
Let's just.
to the football thing and then went back to the reception thing. And then go through the book. Hi. Just turning me through. You got to tell me off the shop? Phoned him up, texted him on Wednesday, and that's on Tuesday.
Did you get my message?
What was it? Don't bother coming back.
I said, are you coming in? I could do another lift in the cafe. Are you coming in? I was asking you.
When this morning?
Yeah.
I don't really check mine.
Doesn't matter, you're in.
I
So I'm going to say, right, looks in the fridge, usual place. And biscuits are on the way.
honest to God, just waste the
Can you remember that?
Well, you remember.
Thank you very much.
Oh, good. Jealous. She'll come back with a halo. Yes, please. So, stop taking milk. Just to try and get rid of it. Just put it in. Hey, that's my children's bed.
There we
Why
are.
you can't get rid of it.
water at the back for anyone who starts passing out. So. And if you could check your phones, make sure you all off. Oh, yeah, on silent. Are you okay? Can you hear it? Okay.
I can hear, yes.
Yeah, good.
Thanks.
Okay. And welcome, anyway, to the Green Before. I think everyone's apart from Nick, is it? Nikki. That's great. That's it. We've got the break in 45 minutes. Is that right? No. An hour and a quarter. And then we have an... Yeah, so we've got an hour and a quarter, then we've got a 45-minute break. And then we're back again with the second session. Okay.
Please sit down, everyone.
Sorry, Nick. Before you tap it. Okay.
Okay, welcome to our Saturday morning day course. Hope everyone's feeling okay today. So we're going to go through a little bit about Buddhism, because it's called Introduction to Buddhism. So it makes sense. So maybe you'll learn something, maybe I'll learn something. So first of all, we're going to start the class with a little prayer called the Liberating Prayer. Now, because it's a Buddhist centre, we generally start classes with this little prayer. And it's got some really lovely words that you can sing along to, or just listen to it, or just listen to the music. But it sets the tone for the rest of the course. So, without further ado, my lovely assistant will now start the liberating prayer.
You
Okay, so when we often see a picture of a Buddhist or a monk, or when we've looked online, we often see them sitting in that cross-legged position. Don't worry, we're not going to do that today. And we see them meditating. So I thought it would be good to start with a little meditation, see how we get on. And then we're going to do a couple throughout the morning. So we'll give ourselves a chance to see we can have a little practice. So this meditation is going to be a very simple meditation, breathing meditation. So what we need to do is sit up nice and straight, so we don't fall asleep. And then we can either put our hands in the traditional meditation posture, which is your left hand under your right hand and the thumbs gently touching. And then you can just gently close your eyes. And just bring your awareness into this space. Just going to try and forget about all the things we've had to do before we came here. And just leave behind all the things that we may have to do later on. We're just going to give ourselves a break from all the busyness of our daily lives. So to do this, we're just going to give our mind one object to focus on. The object we're going to use is the sensation of the breath as it enters and leaves the nostrils. So just let all your concentration and focus just try to stay with your breath. You can feel the cool air as you breathe in and the warm air as you gently breathe out. Just breathing in and out naturally through the nose. So you may begin to see some distracting thoughts and feelings arising in your mind. And this is quite natural and normal when we first start to meditate. So what we have to do is resist any temptation to follow these thoughts or feelings. Each time a distraction appears in your mind, try not to give it any mental energy. Just let it gently drift across your mind, and it will just dissolve away. And as we let go of all our distractions in this way, we can remain focused on our breath. And we'll begin to see a sense of peace and stillness pervade our mind. And just try to stay with this relaxed, calm, peaceful state of mind sense of peace and stillness. slowly, just relax our concentration, open our eyes and finish our meditation. So, do we feel a bit more relaxed now? Hopefully we do. But you can find, you can see yourself, it's quite hard to sit still. I mean, when I first started meditating, I couldn't even sit still, let alone focus my mind. So I had to learn to stop twitching away, and then I could learn to focus my mind and just let everything just float away. And just give yourself that chance to sit in some peace and quietness. Beautiful practice we can just start with. So, I'm going to start today's class, today's introduction with introducing ourselves to Buddha. So see this big fella behind me? He's Buddha Shakyamuni. So he's the main man. He's the Buddha that appeared in this world. And he started these teachings when he appeared in India many, many thousands of years ago, about 2,500 years ago. He was born in India as a prince, special prince, and he lived in a palace. He had all the things he needed, and beautiful surroundings. His father, the king, made sure he had everything he wanted. But he got curious. He wanted to see the world outside the palace. So one day, as he was older, he left the palace with his servant, and he saw different sovereigns. As he walked around the city, he saw an old person, he saw someone who was sick, he saw someone who had died, and he couldn't understand what this was, because he'd never seen this before. His father, the king, made sure that he'd never seen anything like that in his when he was living in the palace. And he couldn't sit and be comfortable with himself. He needed, in his heart, he just really wanted to do something about this suffering. So he went off, he left the palace, left all his things behind and all his riches, and he went off into the forest, and he decided to follow these teachings of different people, different spiritual teachers of the day. But he realised that he didn't really touch, he didn't hit the knob of the problem, how people could remove their sufferings. So he decided to sit himself and get to the root of what a human existence is, what suffering really means, and how we can eradicate it. And this is when he sat under the Bodhi tree, and he made a vow he wasn't going to get up till he found the solution to this problem of suffering, and how we can attain what we now call the mind of enlightenment. And it took him through the night, he practiced and fought the demons that were coming up in his mind. And eventually in the morning, he attained that nirvana, that mind of enlightenment. And then he was requested to teach these teachings to others. So that's where Buddhism comes from them teachings. And they've been passed down from student to disciple, from disciple to teacher to student, and now we have this lineage today, this precious teachings. So this is our teacher, Geshe Kelsang Gyatso. He brought these teachings to England, brought these methods from Tibet, and we now follow these teachings today. But they're not like old teachings, just because they come from many, many thousands of years ago. They're still relevant today. And the book I'm teaching from is actually called Modern Buddhism. So we can integrate it into our modern lives. Whichever life we live, we can integrate this teaching into. So you can see lots of things on the shrines. And people are curious sometimes when they come to centre. What's this mean? What does that mean? Well, first of all, you can see lots of different statues of Buddhas, representations of Buddhas. And then these are all different aspects of how Buddha appears. Some are aspects of compassion, love, some are aspects of wisdom, some are aspects of protection. So we can develop all these aspects in our own minds, and we can, you know, cultivate these minds ourselves. We can become Buddhas. So this is the difference of Buddhism. We don't have a creator God like a lot of religions do. We have what we call the teachings of Buddha, and we emulate them teachings and create them in our own mind. Create our own enlightenment, as it were. So again, you can see on the shrine there's lots of different bowls filled with different things. So the first bowl we have is water for drinking. The next bowl is water for bathing. Then we have a flower, incense, lights, perfume and food. So why do we offer all these things? You might be wondering. Well, it's a bit like when you invite your best friend round or someone comes special to the house. What do? We tidy up, don't we? We make it nice and clean. Shove all the papers under the couch or behind the couch. You know, and then throw all the teacups in the bin or something because we can't be bothered washing them. You know, we try and make the house look great, don't we? And then we get all our nice things out, don't we? Get a nice bone china that we don't get out usually unless it's Christmas. And we get some nice food. We make it nice and try and make it smell nice. And the person comes around, oh, your house is lovely. Been rushing around like headless chicken all morning, like what we just, oh yeah, it's always like that. You know, so that's why we do this. We make these offerings because it's like a sign of respect to the Buddhas. And when we do our prayers each day, here in the centre we do prayers daily, and we ask for blessings to help us in our practice, and we ask for protection so people won't get harmed or, you know, we won't have any obstacles. And we actually believe that the Buddhas come. They're here. They exist while we're saying our prayers. So like we say, when we invite someone nice round for, you know, to our house, this is Buddha's house. So we invite him round and we put nice things out for him. Now he doesn't need nice things. He's okay, he's in bliss, he's in emptiness, he's just filled with love. But from our side, we get what's called merit. Now merit's like spiritual money. Every virtuous thing we do, every virtuous action, whether we know it or not, creates a cause in our mind, creates a you know, potential. So by doing these offerings each day, we're creating the potential to receive these things ourselves in the future. So merit or spiritual money is like investing in our spirituality. So people should be fighting to do these offerings each day. It's an easy way to get loads of merit. You know, there's an easy way to get money. We'd all be like queuing up and doing it, wouldn't we? Same with our spirituality investment. We need to create lots of merit. You know, doing some work for this centre creates lots of merit in our minds, and it helps all living beings. Because this centre's here for everyone. It's not just here for us or the people that live here. Anyone can come here. Everyone's welcome, like it says on the sign. So we can see, you know, whatever we do for the centre creates lovely merit. So that's what the bells represent. And then this is a picture of our teacher, Geshe Kelsang Gyatso. Now he usually, when we're doing our prayers, he's usually here on the little throne. But when the teacher's here in the class, we sit on the throne. So why does the teacher sit on the throne? It's not because I'm special or important in any way. It's because we're trying to respect the Dharma, Buddhist teachings, Buddhist words. So we're respecting them by the person who's given them, whoever they may be, you know, lay, ordained, whatever. We respect that person when they're on the throne giving them teachings. And then you can see 5 little glasses there with different things in. People are often curious what they are. So they represent different parts of our body. So we're like saying to Buddha, we offer our bodies in your service, in Buddhist, into our practice. So that's what they represent. And then you can see by Buddha on the corner is a little pointy object. With like it's like tall and it's got a little pointy thing on the top. Now that's called a stupa. And that represents Buddha's mind. So it goes up in different levels. Because as we train in these practices, our mind will attain different levels of concentration and wisdom. And that's why that represents, it goes up in different levels. And then the little twisty bit on the top represents Buddha's enlightenment. So you can have a look at that when if you can't see it now, you can have a look when we've finished. And then on the other side of Buddha is a lot of books. You can see a big pile of books. So that represents Buddha's speech. So the statue represents Buddha's body, the books represent his speech, and the stupa represents his mind. So a lot of Buddhism is based on what we do with our body, speech and mind. So that's why we represent that on the shrine as well. So I'm going to read a little bit from one of the books, like I say, we're going to look at Buddhist teachings from modern Buddhism. And this is a really good book. And the great thing is you can download it for free. Didn't know you were going to get a free book, did you? But you can get one. You can get two actually. One's called How to Transform Your Life. And the one I'm looking at is called Modern Buddhism. So if you can't download them yourself, just get someone that's young and can do it. You know, and they'll sort it out for you. And then you can dip in and read all the different aspects of Buddha. We won't be able to cover them all today, but we'll have a little look, we'll have a look. So it says here, Buddhist teachings are scientific methods for improving our human nature and qualities through developing the capacity of our mind. In recent years, our knowledge of modern technology has increased considerably, and as a result, we have witnessed remarkable material progress. But there has not been a correspondent increase in our human happiness. There is no less suffering in the world today, and there are no fewer problems. Do we feel that? Do we feel the world's getting a better place because we've got all this technology and, you know, we've got all these gadgets that can, you know, hoover our floor without us touching anything? Or, you know, we've got Alexa that can answer any question. But you can't answer what's the cause of true happiness. Buddhism can do that for you. But, you know, do we feel there's any less suffering in the world? No. Even though, you know, fundamentally, you know, our daily tasks seem to be getting easier, but our stress levels seem to be going up for some reason. So why is this? Because we're not looking in the right place for happiness. We're not looking in the right place to remove our suffering. So it says, indeed, it might be said that there are now more problems and greater dangers than ever before. This shows that the cause of happiness and the solution to our problems do not lie in knowledge of material things. Happiness and suffering are states of mind, and so their main causes are not to be found outside the mind. So this is one of the main tenets of Buddhism, is that everything comes from our mind. What we perceive, how we deal with the world, how we see the world, how we see others, all comes from our mind. It doesn't come from external conditions. We might think that getting a new car, a new house, a new partner, you know, new friends, they seem like causes of happiness, don't they? You know, apparently a 1 pence potato is a cause of happiness, because there's loads of queues outside Spudman in Liverpool recently. I was reading it on, I was thinking, oh my goodness, people be queuing for hours to get a spud. Just because it's a penny, and, you know, whatever. Do you think there'd be a big queue if there was a shop selling in a piece? I think there'd be an even bigger queue, because that's what we want really, isn't it, in our lives? We want some inner peace. We want freedom from suffering. We want things to go great. We don't wake up in the morning and think, oh, wish everything could go bad today. Everything could go wrong, I don't really mind. We wake up with that mind, don't we? I want everything to sail through the day. Don't want any hassle, don't give me any grief. You know, but things will go wrong in the day. Can't help it. Because we're born in this impure world where things go wrong, it's just natural that will happen. You know, when I moved into the Dharma Centre, and I thought, this is great now. I'm going to sail through life. This is a perfect place where nothing can go wrong. And then all of a sudden, things started going wrong. I was like, hang on a minute. I'm in the Dharma Centre here, what's happening? I should be safe, should be free from all this. And someone very wise said to me, this is samsara, or this is the world. Things will go wrong today. And he wrote it on a piece of card for me. And he said, stick that on your mirror. And when you wake up, that's what you'll read first thing in the morning. Things are going to happen today, whether you like it or not. Little things, big things, they're going to come in life. Nature of what we're living in, nature of our life, nature of being a human being. But it's how we deal with them things first off, isn't it? It's how we face them challenges in our lives. How we look at them in our mind. And sometimes they can be pretty big challenges, can't they? Like, you know, I've told this story many a time, but I was out in the garden a few years back, and I was going to feed the birds, and on the way back in, slipped and broke my ankle. And my little foot was hanging off like this. And I thought, oh dear. I didn't swear, I've got to say I didn't swear, but I was a bit in shock, and then I thought, well, I can deal with this problem in two ways. I've got a choice. And this is what training our mind gives us a choice. I thought I could either get upset, say it's not fair, woe is me, or I can see it as a challenge and think, I've just got to practice patience now. I can't change it, I can't fix that. Someone will fix it for me, hopefully, take me to the hospital. And you know, I can use this opportunity now, this difficulty, to put my words into practice. You know, they say, walk the walk, talk the talk, but walk the walk. You know, we've got to put it into practice. You know, and I did. And when I went to the hospital, I thought, this building's filled with kindness. People bringing me food. I haven't even cooked it. I haven't even gone by it. People cleaning my room every day. You know, changing my bed sheets, giving me medication. Well, this is great, you know. Couldn't help myself. It was a beautiful experience. And there was a man in the room next door, and he was shouting his head off and complaining all the time. And I thought, he's having a totally different experience to me. Because his mind's disturbed, he hasn't, you know, learned this process of learning to control our minds. Which would we rather be? In a peaceful state of mind when things go wrong? Or in that, like, you know, angry, upset, frustrated mind? We can choose. We have a choice. We just need to develop that mind and that inner peace in ourselves, and then we'll grow with it. We'll help ourselves. And like I say, even the most difficult challenges, we'll face them, and we'll see them as an opportunity to train even more. There are actually practitioners of Buddhism that pray for difficulties, because they've trained their mind to a certain level. Nothing phases them, so they pray to get difficulties in their mind, in their life, so they can train even more and get higher. I am not at that level yet. You know, I'm not there, but I'm trying. I'm getting there, but you know, you can imagine if you're at that level where you're like, come on, give it me. Come on, let me have it. It'd be amazing, wouldn't it be? Oh, I can't wait to get there, like, but I'm not there yet, so I don't do that. So it says here, if we want to be truly happy and free from suffering, we must learn how to control our mind. When things go wrong in our life, we encounter difficult situations. We tend to regard the situation itself as our problem. But in reality, whatever problems we experience come from the side of the mind. If we were to respond to difficult situations with a positive or peaceful mind, they would not be problems for us. Indeed, we may even come to regard them as challenges or opportunities for growth and development. Problems arise only if we respond to difficulties with a negative state of mind. Therefore, if we want to be free from problems, we must transform our mind. Wow. We can do that, you know, it's easy. We just have to put some effort in. That's all we need, is a little bit of effort. Not going to take hard, not going to invest lots of money. We don't have to change our lifestyle. We don't even have to wear these funny clothes and get our head shaved if you don't want to. That's your own choice. That was my choice. It's Adama's choice. It's Luca's choice. But we can just do it naturally in our daily lives. Wherever we are, whether we're a housewife, whether we work, wherever we do, you know, we can change our life. We can change our own experience of life through these teachings, through putting Buddhist guidance into practice. And we can just put whatever bits we want into practice. At first, we don't have to think about it all and think, oh, I've got to take it all on. Just put the bits that work for us at the moment. And then once we put our faith in the bits that work, then we'll develop faith in the other bits that feel a bit more challenging. You know, like when we go to a doctor and we get some medicine and he gives it us and it works, and we're like, oh, next time I'm sick, I want to see that doctor, because he works, he will help me. You know, that when I was struggling that time, so we trust him, don't we? So this is what we have to do with Buddhist teachings. We have to try them out ourselves, put them into practice, and learn to trust them. You know, we can just start small. Just start with a little bit of meditation each day. See how we get on. See if our mind becomes more peaceful, relaxed, and still. So Buddha taught that the mind has the power to create all pleasant and unpleasant objects. We think unpleasant and pleasant objects come from the external world, don't we? We go to the park for a nice walk and we have a lovely ice cream and we think, that's external, that's not me creating that. It's the ice cream, tastes delicious. Honeycomb and caramel. Oh yeah, thanks very much, that was lovely. What else can I grab at now to create some pleasure in my mind or think about? Oh, I know, I'll go round to my friends and I'll talk to them because they make me happy and make me laugh. Or I'll go for a nice meal, or I'll go to the pictures, or go down the pub and have a few pints. Whatever it is, we grasp at external things, don't we, all the time? The happiness. But it's our mind that creates the happiness. It's not the external object. Because different objects work for different people. And if they were a true cause of happiness, everyone that ate ice cream would feel happy. That's not the truth, is it? You know, I never liked alcohol. People tried to get me to drink all the time. I never got the taste for it. So I didn't like drinking. But Buddha's thought that the mind has the power to create pleasant and unpleasant objects. We have the power within ourselves to decide whether this is a pleasant object or unpleasant. And like I said, we can view things, people, situations either as a problem or a challenge. And he also taught that if something is a true cause of happiness, the more we get of that object, the happier we should become. So think of something that makes you happy, that you like and you enjoy. My thing is white chocolate. You know, especially from Aldi, the chunky white chocolate. And I'm diabetic, so I shouldn't eat it. Go figure that one. Which I don't now. I'd like this when I go past the aisle. No, don't grab it. So, you know, but if someone bought me 10 boxes of white chocolate and said, got to eat all that in one day, it soon turned into an object of suffering. I think it's a cause of happiness. But if I had to eat 10 boxes of it, definitely turn into an object of suffering, and I'd probably end up in hospital in a coma. You know, so it wouldn't really be a cause of happiness then, would it? You know, we can check with anything. You know, even our partners and our family, we think they're a true cause of happiness, but anyone remember COVID, when we had to stay in with them 24/7? And people were buying dogs left, right and centre to escape. Because he didn't want us. I'm taking the dog for another walk, and the dog went, I've been for 3 already. Come on, you're coming out again. You know, so even our partners and family, they're not true cause of happiness, are they? They wind us up, push our buttons. We love them, you know, of course we do, we love them. But, you know, ultimately they can turn into suffering sometimes. But the true cause of happiness is within ourselves. No one can take that away. You know, our partners can leave us. You know, we can lose our job, we can, you know, lose our house, whatever. And then we suffer, don't we, because we've lost that object of desire. But if we develop inner peace in our minds, we'll never suffer. We'll never feel pain. If we've got a peaceful mind wherever we are, we'll be happy. We'll just remain calm, peaceful. Wouldn't it be great to have a life like that? Just even one day like that. We'd just be made up, wouldn't we, to have that mind. So it says, the world is a result of the karma or actions of the beings who inhabit it. A pure world is a result of pure actions, and an impure world is a result of impure actions. Since all actions are created by mind, ultimately everything, including the world itself, is created by mind. There is no creator other than the mind. So this is what we believe in Buddhism. Everything we create is created from mind. Through our actions we create our future. We've all heard the word karma, you know. Often people bandy it around like, it's your karma. You've done that, so it's your karma. Karma coming back at you. You know, we're like, okay, thanks. Doesn't really help with the problem, right? But it's true, you know, in one way it is true, because every action we perform creates a cause. Even minor actions create a cause to ripen in the future. And this seed stays in our mind, and then it ripens when the conditions for that to ripen come about. And this is how we create our world, through our mind, through our actions. You know, like it says, from an impure world come impure actions. And if we want to have a pure world, we have to create pure actions, or what we call in Buddhist virtue. And like we get merit, like I said before, we get spiritual merit from doing that. And that merit will ripen, you know, in good fortune for ourselves in the future. We often wonder, you know, sometimes we often wonder why some people seem to sail through life and we struggle. My sister, we used to say, she's got the look of the Irish, like they say in Liverpool. Anything she does used to fall into place, everything. She just had that kind of way of being. She's born into the same family as me, but I didn't have the same karma as her, so it didn't happen. I even used to follow her and do the same, and it never used to happen the same to me. I used to try and emulate her and think, yeah, I'll go to the same shop, buy the same clothes, but they never look the same on me as her. You know, we try and emulate her, so, you know, we can see, you know, that people have such good karma because they practiced virtue in the past, whether we know it or not. We don't remember our past lives, You know, we don't know what we were or who we were. You know, we've created some good causes because we're sitting here now in a Buddhist centre listening to these teachings, so we've created some positivity in our life, you know, so we can think about that, you know, think of our actions, what will this create for me in the future? It's like a little bit of, do you remember Pinocchio and Jiminy Cricket? He had the little Jiminy Cricket on his shoulder like his conscience. Karma's like our conscience. It's like, oh, we shouldn't do that because it's going to create this. And it kind of stops us in our tracks a bit if we think and we're mindful throughout the day. Now, I'm not going to say that. I want to. I'm desperate to say it because they deserve it. But if I say it, I know someone's going to say it back to me in the future. So I'll zip it, as my niece usually says. And it restrains us, doesn't it? Makes us feel restrained and keeps us on a kind of even path, a peaceful path. So it says here, we are like servants of our mind. Whenever it wants to do something, we have to do it without any chance, any choice. Since beginningless time until now, we have been under the control of our mind, without any freedom. But if we sincerely practice the instructions given in this book, we can reverse this situation and gain control over our mind. Wouldn't that be lovely if we could gain control over our mind? At the moment, we're just blown around by its desires, aren't we? I want a cup of tea, someone's drank all the milk, I'll get angry. I'll have to go to the shop and buy some milk because they've drank it all. And all the way to the shop, I'll curse them and say they're greedy, and then I'll come back and I won't really enjoy the tea because I've got an angry mind. And this is how our day goes, doesn't it? Throughout the day, we're just dragged around by our feelings and situations. Crazy. But if we learn to control our mind a little bit, learn to get some deep, you know, understanding of how it works, we won't get dragged. If someone's drank all the milk, so what? Not a big shake, is it? Just go to the shop and get some more. It's okay. You know, living in the Dharma Centre is a really good practice of watching situations evolve. Because you live with 14 other people and you share kitchens and things. And people get really uptight about certain things. And you're like, just let it go, it's okay. You know, like some people get uptight about the dishes not being done because people leave them on the drain board. I used to. But now, like I said to one of the residents the other week, I said, look, you've got two choices here in this situation, haven't we? Because my mind was calm at the time, I could see it. That you've got two choices here. You can either do the dishes and put them away, that solves the problem, or leave them and let them go. You don't have to grasp at anything. And then your mind's peaceful. And he's like, well, I can't leave them. I said, well, put them away then. I wasn't being horrible, but I was just trying to say, just look at your mind, where it's going with this. It's a little situation in the big scheme of things. You know, generally people are good. You know, generally they do put things away, but there are some people, you know, but like we can see any situation, we have choices, don't we? We don't feel like we have, because our natural reaction, our mental grooves that we usually react with, like, come on, say that, do that, they're not allowed. I was like, why? Why do we grasp at that? Why do we go there? And we can say, it doesn't mean to say we're just passive and let people walk over us. You know, we can say things to people if they're harming us or hurting us, or we find a situation difficult. We can say to people, you know what, can we just work this out, because this is not very respectful for everyone. You don't need to do dishes and everyone has to use the kitchen. Can we just have a little think about when you're in a rush or put your things away, like, and just try and talk in a rational, peaceful way. And then we say peaceful, we're not creating any negative karma by reacting to that situation with anger or frustration, and we're remaining in ourselves, peace, and we're helping them as well to learn to remain calm too. Sometimes we can't do that. So we remove ourselves from that situation. If we're going to create anger, or we're going to create bad, negative thoughts, take ourselves away. Protect yourself. You wouldn't stay in a situation where someone was punching you all the time. Would you try and get away or defend yourself? Same when we have strong negative thoughts or delusions in our mind. Push them away. Say, no, you're not coming in. I'm going to take myself off, do something else. And my mind's not going there. And then when we've relaxed and calm, maybe we can face that situation with a different mind. And this is how we can train our mind practically throughout the day. We all have difficult situations. No one can say they have a peaceful day all the time. You know, we can see it. You know, if I went down the street now and knocked on every door and said, have you got any problems in this house? Everyone would say yes, of course I have. Got to pay the electric bill and it's fantastically high. Oh yeah, my daughter's in hospital. Oh yeah, I've just lost my mum. Or whatever it is, you know. Everyone would have a problem. You know, so we've all got this problem. We've all got things going wrong in our day. So why not try a method that works, that helps us? Instead of struggling and trying the same old method over and over again that never works, trying to distract ourselves from our problems or trying to find something that will, you know, make us feel better. Let's try something different in our mind. Let's work with our minds. This is where we'll develop and grow into the person we want to be. We use our minds and train them in positivity. That's where our happiness will come from. We've tried these ordinary methods, you know, over and over again. And do we feel any more happier? Are we any more content? Have we fixed our problems? Do we feel peaceful? So what have we got to lose when we try this method of Buddha's taught of how we can be happy, how we can be peaceful, how we can develop our minds? Let's just give it a try. Got nothing to lose, like I say. Not going to even cost us anything to do it. You know, it's not going to cost any money, it's not going to cost a little bit of effort. You know, coming to these classes or learning these methods, that's all it takes. And then we'll get there. Wow. And we will feel the benefits. I can say from my own experience, they work. I can guarantee if you do it like in this book and follow these instructions, they work. When I came to this centre, I suffered terribly with depression. To be honest, yeah. I wanted to check out of the world. I was like, nah, I've had enough. It's all too much. You can't cope. And I came here as a last resort. Something in my karma or my mind must have said, yeah, let's send her here, let's get her here. She needs help. I came here and my whole life changed. And now people say they can hear me in the centre because I laugh all the time. Even someone said they wanted to record me laugh because they loved it that much. And that's just in like, you know, coming here, putting these teachings into practice. I'm not any great practitioner. I haven't worked any miracles. But I know these teachings work. Day by day, moment by moment, we can change ourselves into a different person. A more confident person, a more happy person, a more peaceful person. A person that can face life challenges easily. But we have to start by putting these methods into practice. Not just going to happen like that. Not just going to happen because we come to a class and listen to the teachings. We have to do it ourselves. That's what I love about Buddhism. We're in charge. We're in control. You know, Buddhists can give us the methods to do this, but we have to do it ourselves. And I thought, great, if I'm in control, I can do this. I know it's going to struggle sometimes. I'm going to hit bumps and, you know, we'll hit rocks along the way. But I know I can do this. In my own heart, I know I can do this. through putting these methods into practice, through learning what Buddha taught. He's done it. He's done the path himself. And he just said, look, yeah, this is how you do it. You know, there's a fella in our centre, he loves making bread. And he gives you all the instructions. If you want to learn to make bread, this is what you do. You start number 1, number 2, number 3. And lots of people that have been in the centre have learned to make bread, and they make perfect loaves, lovely sourdough bread. Because he's given them correct instructions on how to do it. He's studied how to do it himself. He's watched hundreds of videos on YouTube. He's talked to loads of bakers and people that have done it. And he knows perfectly how to do that practice. So Buddha's already done that. We've got the practice, we've got the methods. We just need to study them, listen to them, and put them into practice in our daily lives. When we go home from here, don't just leave them in the centre. Don't leave the instructions on your seat. Take them with you, in your heart, in your mind. Read up on them. Think about them. Think what bits will work for me. I'll put them into practice, I'll try. And then we will change our lives. It will, I can guarantee it will change your life if you put these instructions into practice. So in the next session we're going to look a bit about meditation, because that's one of the main functions that Buddhists do. I'm going to look how meditation works and what it is, why we do it, you know, the benefits and that kind of thing. So before we finish, we're going to do another little meditation, and I think it'll be nice to give another practice, see how we get on in this one. This is our second one, so to see how we get on. So we need to sit up nice and straight again, get ourselves into a comfortable position. Just bring our awareness inwards. Just breathing in and out naturally through the nose. Just become aware of your breath. So in this meditation, we're going to try and let go of all our negative thoughts and bring in positivity, bring in peaceful minds. So to do this, we're just going to imagine at our heart centre all our negative thoughts and feelings, any anxiety we may have, any stress, worries. We just imagine them all gathering at our heart in the form of thick black smoke. And as we breathe out, we breathe away all these negative minds. With each breath, we just see them dissolving away. Just completely letting them go. Gently breathing them away, never to return. And as we let go of all our negativity in this way, I want you to imagine that the room is filled with a beautiful white light. Pervades the whole room, surrounds your whole body. And with each in-breath, you breathe in all this positive energy, which is nature of love and compassion, all the kindness in the world. You breathe it in and it pervades your whole body and mind. Try to sit with this positive, peaceful mind for the remainder of the meditation. open our eyes, finish our meditation. So just a few minutes left. If anyone's got any questions they'd like to ask, I will try and answer them. Anyone?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, when our mind is thinking about negative things, like for example, negative things about my boss, instead of thinking about negativity things about my boss, what if I make an effort to think positive things? Sometimes it could be, I don't know, oh, we're playing football and then we win. You know, we're the best in the team, the two of us, like almost fantasy. Is that something bad to replace the negative things by positive ones?
Definitely not. You know, we can all find something positive with someone, even if we find it difficult at work to work with them. We can just tell ourselves, well, that's just my opinion of them. Their mum loves them. You know, the best mate thinks they're the bee's knees. You know, they tell the best jokes and everything. So we can convince ourselves and just say, well, that's just my opinion, and try and see good sides in people. You know, when they do something nice for us, or we can do something nice for them, and then that changes our relationship with that person. You know, sometimes we have a little thing in the centre where we've all got a cupboard in our new kitchen. Looks lovely, by the way. And some of the things we do sometimes leave a little surprise in someone's cupboard, and we don't say who it is. You know, one of the lads, he loves mangoes, so sometimes I leave a little mango in his cupboard. And he says, oh, who's left this? I say, it must be the mango thing. But it changes your mind to that person, doesn't it? By doing a little act of kindness. Just listening to them, talking to them, finding out how their mind operates. And then our mind changes when we get to know that person a little bit more, and we feel like a connection to them. It changes our mind, and like you say, the positive thoughts come in then, don't they? So yeah, no, that's a great idea. We'd recommend that wholeheartedly as Buddhists. Anyone else? I've done my job good then, haven't I? So we're going to have tea and coffee now, and have a little chat, talk to each other. You know, enjoy the nice tea and coffee. Not through cause of happiness, by the way, but it will change some suffering. We'll know you're all thirsty and dying to have a break. So yeah, so do that, and then we're back at 12 o'clock, is it right?
Yeah, 12
So
o'clock.
I'll see you at 12, and we'll carry on. Thank you.
Thank you. Or just are you going to give it a guess to the month to be as a member?
Yeah.
Or well, can't you go on and just start your card again?
Oh, should we do that again?
Should we do it together? I'll come in and help you do it.
Well, I've got the card.
Well, that's the easiest way.
Because you see, I've got two different accounts now, and that's what it was.
Yeah.
I'm going to one. What is it?
Don't worry,
Stuff like that.
don't worry.
Oh, so just what about money in case? Do you want to? Because it's like checking daily.
I'd rather you got your card going.
Right.
I think one is cancelled. The previous one's cancelled. Didn't you cancel it?
No, it's got it in
Oh,
card.
it's cancelled. What Wix did, the website, they cancel it.
I thought my bank has got a new card, you see.
No, just put your new card on,
Right.
start it again.
That would be the best, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Right, okay, well, I'll And then will that go out or what? Or
It'll start going out, yeah.
good? Because I was thinking it's going in, so I said to my mum, just in case, you know.
Oh,
That will be sorted today anyway. Thank you for that.
No, you're welcome. Good to see you.
Those headphones, great.
Are they? Yeah. What is
Makes a big difference to me hearing.
Good. There you go.
going for refuge.
Oh, good. When's
Nice.
that on?
Oh no, it's just like
A leaflet
a
about
little
it.
thing with guidance for you.
Oh, yeah.
Just a key, which is lovely.
Have you got many of his books?
I have quite a lot of them. I can't say I've read them
I'm
all. I'll just tip in now and again. I've got the Mirror of Dharma
Yeah.
on my bedside chest of drawers.
I'll tell you a funny thing about that Mirror of Dharma. Last week, before I went to the retreat, I was standing by my bookcase and I thought, what book should I take on the train with me to read on the train? And I thought, well, I'll pick up the Mirror of Dharma. When I got there, that was the key book for the whole week. That was the book for the week.
No, something made you do it. Yeah, it's
Good,
funny,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got about half his books, but I've only read 4 so far.
That's pretty good.
So I'm going to try and... I've set myself a goal, 30 pages every day,
Yeah.
to try and build up over the year as much as possible, you know. Great books, aren't they?
They are great books. I don't think I've got more than 10, but I've got a fair
Yeah.
few, yeah.
So what's that again? Is
So
that
have a little look.
Yeah.
Thank you.
sun's out. Good. Waiting now. I've got to do it with your paper. Or check your phones, make sure you're on silent. Okay.
Please sit down, everyone. Okay, so I hope you've had a nice break. Hope everyone's feeling refreshed and ready for the next session. So we're going to do the liberating prayer again to start off with. And like I say, you can sing along if you wish or just listen to the music. Thank you. So we're going to have another practice out of meditation, because this is what Buddhists mainly do, to get these feelings and ideas into their hearts. We sit with them in a quiet, still space, and we meditate on them. So I thought we'd try a meditation out of the meditation handbook, which is a really good, sort of tool to have, because it's got all the meditations Buddha taught, and it gives you something to think about. Then it gives you a focus and an object to focus on. And then it gives you something to practice in the meditation break. So it's all laid out for you in a very easy way, very, practical way. Because we spend a lot of time in our meditation break. That's where we need to put these ideas and thoughts into practice. So we need to get ourselves into comfortable meditation posture again. Just gently breathing in and out through your nose. Sit up nice and straight. And just gently close your eyes. And this meditation is called developing equanimity. So the purpose of this meditation is to free our mind from unbiased attitudes, which are the main obstacle to developing essential Mahayana realizations of unbiased love, compassion and bodhicitta. Our feelings towards others are normally unbiased. When we see a friend or someone we find particularly attractive, we feel pleased. And when we see an enemy or an unattractive person, we feel dislike for him or her. And when we see a stranger or someone we find neither attractive nor unattractive, we feel indifference. For as long as we have these unbalanced attitudes, our mind will remain like a rocky field that cannot support the growth of Mahayana realizations. Our first task, therefore, is to free our mind from the unbalanced attitudes and develop genuine equanimity, an equally warm and friendly attitude towards all living beings. So, the actual meditation. There is no sense in feeling attached to someone who appears attractive, feeling aversion towards someone who appears unattractive, or feeling indifferent towards someone who is neither attractive nor unattractive. Someone who appears attractive to me can be an object of aversion to others, and someone who appears unattractive to me can be an object of attachment to others, and someone to whom we feel indifferent can be an object of attachment or aversion to others. There is no certainty. Their appearance of attractiveness or unattractiveness, indifference, are only my own mistaken projections. They make my mind unbalanced and unpeaceful and destroy my happiness. Having repeatedly contemplated these points, we make the strong determination: I must stop these unbalanced minds and develop and maintain equanimity, an equally warm and friendly attitude to all living beings. With this determination, we generate a warm and friendly feeling towards all living beings without exception. This feeling of equanimity is the object of our meditation. We then hold this without forgetting it. Our mind should remain on this feeling of equanimity single-pointedly for as long as possible. If we lose the object of our meditation, we renew it by immediately remembering our determination or by repeating the contemplation. So just try to hold this strong mind, viewing everyone equal in the same way. the object of our meditation or our mind wanders, we can repeat the contemplation in our mind and the valid reasons why we should treat everyone with equanimity. just relax our concentration, open our eyes and finish our meditation. So we get something to do in the meditation break, which you can take away with you. It says, during the meditation break, we maintain this feeling of equanimity day and night, keeping in our heart a warm feeling towards everyone we meet or think about. If we do this, there will be no bias for the problems of attachment or anger to arise, and our mind will remain peaceful all the time. Amen. So now we're going to look a little bit about meditation and what it is and how we can practice it. So it says here in the meditation handbook, meditation is a mind that concentrates on a virtuous object, and that its main cause of mental peace. The practice of meditation is a method for acquainting our mind with virtue. So what are virtuous objects? We can test, can't we? If something's a virtuous object, it makes our mind peaceful, makes our mind calm and relaxed. If it's an object of attachment, we get excited, we get, edgy. If it's a mind of anger, we get upset and angry. So in this book, Meditation Handbook, all the objects that we meditate on throughout the book are virtuous objects. So they'll make our mind peaceful. So like we just meditated on equanimity, a virtuous mind that thinks of everyone equal without exception. That's a biggie, that, isn't it, without exception? Because we've all got that one person in our catalogue of people, haven't we, that proud of that. So we've got to try, we've got to work with that. And like we say, we can practice in our meditation break. Meditation's great. We can do it here, we can do it at home. But it won't have much effect on us if we don't take it out into our daily lives. It'll just feel a nice little fluffy feeling, and then we'll go home and our normal attitude will be there. So we've got to take it with us, we've got to integrate it here in our hearts and our minds. And that can be just a gradual process. We're not going to become Buddhists overnight. We're not going to become Buddhas overnight. We're not going to become, that great person. It takes time. Like anything we learn or do that's new, we can't just, get everything there straight away. If we're trying to learn to play the piano, we're not going to become Beethoven or Mozart in a day, are we? We might just learn chopsticks and go ding, 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 ding. And, we try, we think, I've done that, I've touched the keys, I've tried, And we encourage ourselves, don't we, think, yeah, I'm going to try play Happy Birthday or something like that next. And we grow with that, don't we? That thing, that object that we want to learn grows. And same with meditation. If we want mental peace, we've really got to do this practice. This is what will bring the peace into our minds. So it says, the more familiar our mind is with virtue, the calmer and more peaceful it becomes. When our mind is peaceful, we are free from worries and mental discomfort, and we experience true happiness. Anyone up for that? Free from pain and discomfort? Yeah? No? I would have been unsure there. I was like, am I doing the right thing here? I'm getting through. So it says, if we train our mind to become peaceful, we will be happy all the time, even in the most adverse conditions. But if our mind is not peaceful, then even if we have the most pleasant external conditions, we will not be happy. Therefore, it is important to train our mind through meditation. So we can see, can't we, from our own experience, sometimes we've been in a really nice space. Everyone's attentive and giving us what we need. But our mind's got something niggling inside and we're disturbed and we're not feeling happy. are we? We're not getting it. And that little niggly thing in our mind won't go away. So we can't enjoy the pleasant conditions even, can we? Because we go on holiday, if we're worried about our job or paying our mortgage, we won't relax in that nice, peaceful space. When I first, before I even got into Buddhism, I suffered, like I said, with depression. And my sister one day followed me out the house because I was having a bit of a panic attack, and she said, "I'll take you on holiday. Come on, we'll go on holiday. I'll book it now." And I said to her, I don't know how I said this because I'd never even heard Buddhist teachers, said, "Yeah, but I'll take my mind with me." So even if she took me on holiday to Spain or wherever, my mind, my thoughts, feelings still there. So that's why it's important. We need to look inside ourselves and start to train these thoughts and feelings. Bring positive ones in like we did in the last meditation, and push the negative ones away, let them go. We don't need to focus on them. They're not going to save us. They're not going to help us in any way. It's like when we have a house, we lock our house up, don't we? From thieves and people that might come in and damage. We won't let a thief in our house and say, "Yeah, have free reign, take what you like, help yourself." But we allow these negative thoughts to come in, don't we? Take over our mind. Like it takes our inner peace away, takes our, clarity. It takes away our calm, relaxed state. And we just let them run riot till they've burned themselves out, and then we just go, and fall asleep. So we've got to be like a watchman, like a guard. Like we guard our house and our properties and our car and things. We need to guard our mind as well. This is what meditation will build, that strength up in us. And we can then say, no, I'm going to think about positive thoughts. I'm not going to let you take over. I'll deal with the problem if I can. If I can't, I'll just practice patience. And then everything will be okay. I'll stay peaceful. And life will be great. So it says, whenever we meditate, we are performing an action that causes us to experience inner peace in the future. Day and night, throughout our life, we usually experience delusions, which are the opposite to mental peace. However, sometimes we naturally experience inner peace. This is because in our previous lives, we concentrated on virtuous objects. So sometimes, like I said, we feel relaxed, don't we? We feel at peace, just things just seem to be okay, and we're content. But this is because we created the causes in the past. Like we said before, every action we do creates a cause. So all the causes we've been doing this morning, all the meditations, listening to these teachings, they're creating causes for positivity in the future. They've sealed on our mental continuum now. And they will ripen. We've got no choice, they'll ripen. It's a bit like sowing seeds in a garden. If we sow seeds in a garden, whatever we plant will ripen. Might be straight away, but eventually them seeds will come to fruition. And the more we sow virtuous seeds, the seeds of inner peace, the more our garden will flourish and become a beautiful place to be in. Our mind will be that beautiful place where we can experience peace and love. And then we can help others as well. That's the bonus of training our mind in inner peace. A bonus is we have the strength to help others then. Like I said, when the lad in the centre was kicking off about the dishes, and I was just dead calm about it, so I was able to say, look, whoa, just chill, just relax, it's okay, you've got choices. And we can do that for our family and friends. We can be that person in them problems. And we can help ourselves and help others in the same way. We want to do that, don't we? That's what we want for our family, we want it for ourselves, We want it for our family as well. So it says, a virtuous object is one that causes us to develop a peaceful mind. When we concentrate on it, if we concentrate on an object that causes us to develop an unpeaceful mind, such as anger or attachment, this indicates that for us, the object is not virtuous. There are also many neutral objects that are neither virtuous nor non-virtuous. So we can see, can't we, a virtuous object for us is something that keeps our mind peaceful. Sometimes when we have a friend or a partner, it can cause a lot of attachment, isn't it? And we want them to be attentive on us. And we can see sometimes when you go and talk to someone else in the room, we're like, hang on a minute, you're mine. I want you to come over and talk to me and make me happy. And we get a bit of that anger in our mind, don't we, that attachment. We can check. You know, I always say if it causes pain when we don't get it, it's an object of attachment for us. You know, if it causes us pain in our mind when someone says, oh, you can't have that, that's an object of attachment, and it's not going to do us any good to have it. So we can check, can't we, throughout our day and watch our mind. You know, one of the Buddhist masters used to have a practice where he watched his mind all day. And he had a pile of white stones and a pile of black stones. And when he had a negative mind, he put a black stone in the bowl. And when he thought of something positive or virtuous, his mind was peaceful. Put a white stone in the bowl. And at the end of the day, he'd look at the bowl and he'd check what his mind was like. And he'd say to himself, oh, there's lots of white stones today, so I'll congratulate myself, pat myself on the back and give himself encouragement. And then when there was more black stones and there was only like maybe one or two white stones, he wouldn't discourage himself. He'd just say, well, I'm going to try harder tomorrow. I didn't have a good day today, and that's okay. You know, we all have our off days. But I'm not going to say, oh, it doesn't work, or I'll give up. He'd just encourage himself and say, I'm going to try harder tomorrow. This is what I'm going to do. This is how I'll progress. By checking my mind, watching my mind each day. It's a good little practice to do. You know, when you're walking around the shops and think, where's my mind at now? Is it on the white chocolate in the sweet aisle? Or is it on other living things and how they're experiencing something? You know, we can check where our mind goes. And then we learn to train it, don't we? You know, it's a bit like having a little puppy, you know, that's uncontrolled. We all love dogs. Well, I love dogs. Don't know whether everyone else does, but I love dogs. And when you get a little puppy, it's so cute, isn't it? We love it. And we want it to behave. But it takes a while to get it just to sit still, stay there, don't move. And he's like, I want to go over there though, I want to go over there, sniff that. And then we might get it to lie down and come back when we want it. And that's what it's like with our mind. When we're trying to train it, it's like a naughty little puppy that wants to run everywhere and do what it likes. But gradually, because we want that puppy to be something that we live with in harmony and, you know, in peace, we train it, don't we? We say, no, you've got to sit when I tell you. You've got to lie down when I tell you. You know, go for a walk when I tell you. And this is what we need to do with our minds. We need to take control, like we said before. Our minds being just controlling us, dragging us this way, dragging us that way with each feeling we have. But through meditation, through putting these teachings into practice, we'll learn how to control our mind. So it says there are two types of meditation: analytical meditation and placement meditation. Analytical meditation involves contemplating the meaning of spiritual instruction that we have heard or read. By contemplating such instructions deeply, eventually we will reach a definite conclusion or cause of a specific virtuous state of mind to arise. This is the object of placement meditation. We then concentrate single-pointedly on this conclusion or virtuous state of mind for as long as possible, to become deeply acquainted with it. This is single-pointed concentration or placement meditation. So we can see, like we did in that meditation, there was a part of it where we analysed what equanimity was. We looked at that mind and the benefits of developing that mind, how it helps us with inner peace. And then we come to a conclusion, don't we? We think, that's what I want. That will benefit my mind. That's what I need. So we hold that idea in our hearts and we try and stay with it in placement. We place our mind on it and we try and stay with it in our meditation. And like our mind will get distracted, you know, we'll think, oh, I've got to go to Tesco's after I've finished, or I'm going to have that for my tea. Our mind will get distracted, but we bring it back through the contemplation, through understanding the benefits of that virtuous object, and then we hold it again. So this is how we have the meditation practice. And even with our breath, you know, that can be a virtuous object if it helps calm our mind. You know, it's a good way to relax and practice meditation with the breath because we know it. It's a familiar object. We're all breathing in and out, hopefully. None of us have passed away in the break or anything. So we're all breathing in and out. We know that object. We're familiar with it. So we can practice sitting with that mind and holding the breath and practice this, letting go, mind distracted, bringing it back, bringing it back, bringing it back. And eventually we'll reach a point where we'll actually sit with the object. You know, and we'll have a meditation and think, I never got distracted there. That was great. I just sat there and listened to my mind and just let my mind focus. And then we'll be able to take it, if they meditate on these practices in this book, we'll take these objects into our daily life. We'll integrate them because they'll be strong in our hearts. And what we develop in our mind comes out in our actions, doesn't it? One teacher once said to me, what you have in your heart comes out through here. And I thought that was really a good way of looking at things. So we need to watch our body, speech and mind. Like we said, that's one of Buddhist things. Usually comes out in our speech. How are we talking to that person? Are we really listening to them? Are we engaging with them really deep in our hearts? Or are we just thinking about what we're going to say? Or can I get away from this person? You know, so we think about our minds all the time as Buddhists. It's one of our main practices throughout the day. And throughout the night, if we can train our mind in that way. But that's a bit advanced, that one. So it says, the purpose of meditation is to make our mind calm and peaceful. As mentioned earlier, if our mind is peaceful, we will be free from worries and mental discomfort. And so we will experience true happiness. But if our mind is not peaceful, we will find it very difficult to be happy, even if we are living in the very best conditions. If we train in meditation, our mind will gradually become more and more peaceful, and we will experience a purer and purer form of happiness. Eventually, we will be able to stay happy all the time, even in the most difficult circumstances. So meditation has lots of benefits. You know, it relaxes our mind, it changes our outlook on life, and it makes us deal with problems and difficulties in a peaceful way, in a more productive way. So that's why we have all these apps on Google Play Store now with mindfulness and meditation. You take the Buddhist bit out and you pinch our mindfulness bit. Well, we had it first. Buddha knew it, he created it. So let's go to the source. You don't need, what is it called, something space or whatever they're called, come to the source, the one that invented it, the one that created it. Buddha knew meditation was a method for making the mind peaceful. He knew the benefits of it and how we can sit with our mind and work out things and then develop, like it says, a purer and purer form of happiness. We'll be happy all the time. What's not to like? You know, what's not to like? Be happy all the time. Who wants that? Who wants to be miserable all the time? Who wants to be happy? I want to be happy all the time, mate. I'll put my hand up for that. So it says, usually we find it difficult to control our mind. Seems that our mind is like a balloon in the wind, blown here and there by external circumstances. If things go well, our mind is happy. But if they go badly, it immediately becomes unhappy. For example, if we get what we want, such as a new possession, a new position, or a new partner, we become excited and cling to it tightly. However, since we cannot have everything we want, and since we will inevitably be separated from the friends and position and possessions we presently enjoy, this mental stickiness or attachment serves only to cause us pain. So it's true, isn't it? We go through life and we get what we want and we're like, oh yeah, buzzing now, sailing through life, it's great. Going on holiday next week, my partner's doing everything I want and behaving in the right way. The kids are okay, whatever it is. You think, yeah, it's all good. But then one of them, or one of the kids start misbehaving, or our partner starts a new hobby that we don't like, and they go off and leave us and start going to different things. And we're like, hang on a minute, don't like this, you know. It becomes unpleasant, doesn't it? And this is attachment, what Buddhists call the mind of attachment. It's like a stickiness, a glue that sticks us to that object tightly. And then without that object, we're miserable or upset. So this mind of attachment feels nice at first, because we get what we want, we're enjoying our life, we're enjoying the thing, wherever we are. But then it goes away. Life never stays the same, does it? It's always fluctuating. And then that object moves away and then we get angry, upset. So this mind of attachment is of no benefit. A lovely saying that I love in one of the books is attachment is like honey on a razor's edge. Quite harsh that, isn't it? It is harsh, that one, isn't it? It's like you get nice big honey, someone gives you some honey, you bring it and you lick it, and then the razor's edge cuts your tongue, doesn't it? That's what attachment does to us. Tempts us, come on, I'll make you happy. You know, like that snake in the jungle book, I always think of that. You know, it's like, trust in me. And Paul Mowgli's like, ooh. That's what attachment's like. Sneaky, deceptive, and it has no benefit whatsoever. Honey on a razor's edge. Don't give it any energy. And like I said, if we think of the object and we're enjoying it and we think, what would happen if this disappeared? Well, my life changed and it wasn't the same anymore. We can check if there's pain there, there's attachment there. But these methods in this book will help us deal with that. You know, we won't have special people in our lives if we treat everyone equal, if we don't everyone the same. No one's going to be in that camp or this camp, are they? Because we just have friends wherever ever is in our lives. If they're a special part, that doesn't mean saying we treat everyone the same and go hugging them like we do our partner or our kids or our family. Because some people like find that strange if you're walking down the street and you just grab someone at random and then you hug them. Say, I'm practicing equanimity from the Buddhist Centre. She told me to hug, to be kind to everyone. I'm like, she's crazy. I'm liking it. It's like the other way. So we've got to be sensible with our practice as well. But we love it. It's a mind that we have really in our hearts. It's not, you know, we don't have to go around hugging everyone we meet, hugging the postman, saying thanks for the post. Because he'll just say, oh, I don't want to do that round anymore, because it's one that lives there. So, you know, we practice in a nice, you know, sensible way. But these are minds that we develop, so we're developing our inner self. And like we said, our teacher says, remain natural while changing our minds. So we don't have to change our physical appearance unless you get ordained like me and Sadhana. And carry on with your job. You know, carry on with your normal life, but you're changing your mind inside. Through these practices, through meditation, that's what changes our mind inwardly. And then we act differently outwardly, because we've got different minds, we've got different attitudes that we look at things with. So it says, on the other hand, if we do not get what we want, or if we lose something that we like, we become despondent or irritated. For example, if we are forced to work with a colleague whom we dislike, we will probably become irritated and feel aggrieved, with the result that we will be unable to work with him or her efficiently, and our time at work will become stressful and unrewarding. So again, this is the opposite, isn't it? When we don't get what we like, we become despondent. It's not fair, why me? You know, and we don't like what's going on in our lives. So we have to stop this mind of wanting what, grasping at things, or you know, getting despondent when we don't get what we want. We just have to stay in the middle way. This is what Buddha says, the middle way. We can enjoy nice things, and we can get upset, you know, when things go wrong, but we deal with it in a positive, peaceful way. We stay peaceful in here, and then our life just flows. You know, I went to one of our festivals when I first came to the Sept. Someone said, come to these festivals, they're great. We have a big temple in Ulverston, in Manjushri, called Manjushri Centre. And each year we have two festivals, the summer festival and the spring festival, and I went along. And I wasn't very, you know, I was only new into Buddhism, didn't know a lot about it. I moved into the centre and was just testing the waters. And then I seen this monk, and he just seemed to be gliding like he was floating. He wasn't actually floating, by the way. It just seemed to me like he was so peaceful. And there was all this busyness going around because lots of people come to the festivals from all over the world, you know, from different countries. Everyone's greeting each other and saying hello and chatting about this and that. And he just seemed to be floating through the crowds. And I just caught his eye, I caught him in the eye, and I just thought, that's what I want to be like. I don't want the world to batter me around and my mind dragging me here, there and everywhere. Just want to float through the day, walk peacefully and not get disturbed by anything. And when I asked them, I said, who's he over there? They said, oh, he's one of our special, you know, senior teachers. He's been practicing these practices for years. And I thought, you can tell. Just by the way he walks, I didn't speak to him, didn't know who he was, I just seen him, could see it in him. And our family will see that in us. If we put these teachings into practice, our family will start to see a change in us. And it'll be a nice change for them, because it'll be positive. We won't argue and shout at them anymore. My brother, when I first moved in here, my brother said to me, because I suffered with depression, he said, you used to have a big black cloud over your head. Not physically, not like in the cartoons. But it was like, you know, he could see the depression on me. And he said, I'd only been here a few months, and he said, that's gone now, hasn't it? And I said, yeah, it has. It's still there sometimes. It tries to rear its ugly head, but I'm like, no, no more. You're not having me, no more. I'm going to stay calm, peaceful. This is my life. This is what I want. The best thing we can give ourselves is this inner peace. We can buy all the external objects in the world, we can become a millionaire, win the lottery, but we can't buy anything better than inner peace in ourselves. Because that's what will make our life meaningful. I think someone's not got any peace there. Chill man, we're coming now. So it says here, such fluctuations of mood arise because we are too closely involved in the external situation. We are like a child making a sandcastle, who is excited when it is first made, but who becomes upset when it is destroyed by the incoming tide. Sometimes feel like that, don't we? We've got everything in place. We've put our little flags in place and we've built a little moat round. And we're like, yeah, look at my castle. Look at it, it's amazing. And then the tide comes in and washes it all away. And we get upset because our lovely, created space that we've made is washed away by the incoming tide. And life will do this to us. This is what life does. We should know it by now. We've had this experience over and over again. We've moved house, we've changed partners, we've changed jobs. And we've tried to fix the external world so it fits our desires. But Buddha says it's like being in a thorn bush. Being in this world, being in samsara, what we call this existence in this world. It's like being in a thorn bush. Every way we twist, another thorn digs in our side. And we can't, we can't get comfortable. So we don't want to be like a child who gets despondent all the time when their sandcastle gets washed away. If we have some control over our mind, like we said, it becomes easy to deal with difficult situations and we won't get upset or depressed by them. So it says, by training in meditation, we create an inner space and clarity that enables us to control our mind, regardless of external circumstances. Gradually, we develop mental equilibrium, a balanced mind that is happy all the time, rather than an unbalanced mind that oscillates between the extremes of excitement and despondency. If we train in meditation systematically, eventually we will be able to eradicate from our mind the delusions that are causes of all our problems and suffering. In this way, we will come to experience permanent inner peace. Then day and night, in life after life, we will experience only peace and happiness. Wouldn't that be great though? Keep saying it, but I'll just keep bumping it till it goes in here and here. For myself and for you lot as well. We're going to just keep on saying inner peace is the thing. This is what we want. This is what we need. Nothing else is as precious as inner peace. And we won't get dragged around by external conditions, difficult problems. We won't get dragged around by them anymore. Our mind will remain still, calm, relaxed. And this is the main function of Buddhism, is to teach us how to do that. Teach us how to become a more loving, kind person, a happier person. And then we can help others in the same way. Once we've achieved a little bit of inner peace, we can share that with others, can't we? Show them how to do it. When I first got asked to teach, again, I'd only been in the centre for a few years, and someone left, and then the teacher said, I said to the teacher, who's going to teach that class then? And he went, you are. I went, what? I don't know nothing about Buddhism. I've just learned it myself. But we can. If we've been to one class on Buddhist teachings, we can share that wisdom with others. How wonderful to give them that gift. Better than any gift you can buy in Liverpool One. Better than any 1 pence spuds you can buy. We can do that. We can give that gift of peace to others. Help them. Don't get too preachy though, because they won't listen to you. I go to the Buddhist centre now, and I'm so relaxed and calm. Don't get like that, because people will just go away. Just show them, say, you know what, I've been trying meditation a bit and it does help. You want to come along and have a go? Just just come to one class and give it a try? You know, if people really knew the true value of meditation and these teachings, this centre would be bursting at the seams. But because people don't understand where true happiness comes from, where true love and kindness, compassion develops. Everyone's in Liverpool, one man, one pence potatoes, not here sitting listening to these teachings. So it says, at the beginning, if our meditation does not seem to be going well, we should remember that by applying effort to training in meditation, we are creating the mental karma to experience inner peace in the future. The happiness of this life and our future lives depends upon the experience of inner peace, which in turn depends upon mental action of meditation. Since inner peace is the source of all happiness, we can see how important it is to meditate. So meditation will go wrong sometimes. And it's hard at the beginning because we haven't got much faith, we haven't got much experience in our hearts. But it gets easier, like I said before, it gets easier. We can do it. Everyone can meditate. We get people come to the classes sometimes and they start off with all the good intentions and then they say, oh, it doesn't work for me, my mind's too busy. Sit down and thinking about Tesco's and thinking about, you know, my tea and thinking about, well, I've got to pay the bills and all that. And that's natural at the beginning. But like we said before, we push them objects out of the mind. Gradually, we learn to say, no, sorry, you're not coming in. I'm meditating now. I'm staying with my object, whether it be equanimity or whatever object it is, I'm going to hold that. You can wait. I don't need you right now. You're just disturbing my meditation practice. And I know this is going to have some benefit for me now and in the future. So I'm going to spend time and invest in myself, take time with myself. And some people say, I can't do it, I can't listen, you know, I can't concentrate. If I said to you, I've got the winning lottery numbers this week, I've got them written down, I'm going to give you them at the end of the class. You'd all stay behind, wouldn't you, and listen very carefully to the numbers. By the way, I haven't got them, sorry. You know, but you'd all be listening intently. What did she say, number 2 then? And then number 50 or whatever it is. You'd all be writing down and go and put your ticket on straight away. So we can concentrate, you know. When we're watching our favourite film and our partner walks across the television, you're like, move out the way, trying to watch what happens at the end. And we're like single-pointed concentration. You know, because we want to see what happens in the film. So we can concentrate. We can sit still, I know because I've learned to. And then we can meditate and we can make the opportunity to do it. And like I say, it's going to be hard. Sometimes people say, oh, I'm so busy throughout the day. Got the kids, got my partner, got my job, all that going on. We'll find space in the day where everyone's still in bed. Do it before they get up. Do it when they've all gone to bed. Do it in the car in your work break. Doesn't matter where you do it, but just make time to do it. That's the important thing. Make a promise to yourself. I'm going to give myself this gift. I'm going to make time for me. Even if it's just 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just give ourselves that time. Everyone's got 10 minutes, haven't they? We're not that important that we have to be, you know, available 24/7. We've all got 10 minutes we can take in the day and give us that most beneficial, you know, practice that will help us in our daily lives. So it says the first stage of meditation is to stop distractions and make our mind clear and more lucid. This can be accomplished by practicing a simple breathing meditation. We choose a quiet space to meditate and sit in a comfortable position. We can sit in the traditional cross-legged posture or in any other position that is comfortable. So we don't have to make ourselves twisted in all different ways. I can't sit in cross-legged posture because my hips hurt. I did try on the throne yesterday, but I said to Sadhana, I'll have to have the chair back. I can't do it, getting too old. So like we can just choose whatever position feels comfortable for us, find a quiet space. And then we can just, the most important thing is to keep our back straight, to prevent our mind from becoming sluggish or sleepy. That's why at school the teacher's always telling you, sit up straight, pay attention, we're going to do something we need to listen to now. So that's why, so we find a quiet space, we find a comfortable position, and then this is what we do. We sit with our eyes partially closed and turn our attention towards our breathing. We breathe naturally, preferably through the nostrils, without attempting to control our breath. And we try to become aware of the sensation of the breath as it enters and leaves the nostrils. This sensation is the object of our meditation, and we should try to concentrate on it to the exclusion of everything else. At first our mind will be very busy, and we might even feel that the meditation is making our mind busy. But in reality, we are just becoming more aware of how busy our mind actually is. So we can see, can't we? We sit still, we stop, and then we start to see all the ticking over thoughts going in our minds. And we think, this is not working, it's making me more agitated, more busy. But we're just becoming aware of the problem. We're experiencing the problem, whereas before we distracted our mind with different things, of how busy and agitated it was, we distracted it watching the telly, going for a walk, wherever. Now we're sitting still and saying, oh, this is what's actually going on in the mind. Chatter, 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 click, click, click. And we say to ourselves, well, I'm going to stop that busyness. I'm going to let it go. And just focus on one object, our mind, our breath is the easiest, like I said, the breathing meditation. But like we did with equanimity, we focused on that equanimity, that equal mind towards others, and we sit with that mind. And the busy thoughts will come barging in again and say, hello, it's me, I'm back. I'm like, no, you're not coming in today, go over there. And we just keep going through that process over and over again. Like holding a ball. You know, at first we feel clunky with it, don't we? You know, when we're a little toddler and someone throws us a ball, we can't catch it or hold it. We just chase it and kick it maybe. As we get a bit older, we learn to throw the ball and catch it, don't we? And hold it. And then we can throw it back to someone else, and we can look at all the sides of the ball and the patterns on the ball, and we can do tricks and throw it up in the air and catch it. And it's like that with our meditation. The more we practice it, the more proficient we become at it. And we can manipulate our objects, explore all its positivity, and then develop that strong mind there, and hold that mind, and be positive all the time. Grow in our inner self. So that's a little bit about meditation. So I think we'll have another go and another meditation. See how we get on. Watch that mind like the ball. Try and hold it. Try and stay with it. So we're going to do another meditation of the meditation handbook, which is a lovely one. I won't do the death one because that'll put you off. We're going to do the one on wishing love. So this is meditation, lovely meditation to do. So what we're going to do is sit up nice and straight again. Just gently get ourselves into a comfortable meditation posture. Close our eyes. Bring our awareness inwards. So, having generated affectionate love and cherishing love for all living beings, if we now contemplate how living beings lack true happiness, we will naturally develop wishing love. A strong wish that all beings experience pure and everlasting happiness. The main purpose of this meditation is to gain the actual power to bestow pure happiness on all living beings. So the actual meditation. These living beings wish to be happy all the time, but they do not know how to fulfill this wish. The happiness they experience from worldly enjoyments is not pure happiness. It is just changing suffering, a temporary reduction of previous manifest suffering. None of these countless living beings experience pure and everlasting happiness. Having repeatedly contemplated this point, we generate a strong wish that all living beings experience pure and everlasting happiness of enlightenment. This wish is the object of our meditation. We then hold this without forgetting it. Our mind should remain single-pointedly on this object for as long as possible. If we lose the object of our meditation, we renew it by immediately remembering our wish for all living beings to experience happiness, or by repeating the contemplation. So we just develop a strong wish in our mind for each and every living being to experience happiness. And then we try and hold this wish in our hearts. softly and slowly. Just relax our concentration, open our eyes and finish our meditation. So we get something to do in the meditation break again. So it says, during the meditation break, we always maintain our ocean love, and with this pure intention, make prayers and dedicate our virtues for all living beings to find real and everlasting happiness. We should continuously strive to improve our wisdom and compassion so that we can gain the actual power to bestow pure happiness upon all living beings. Wouldn't that be lovely? Give our family happiness. So thank you for listening, thank you for coming along today. And has anyone got any questions before we finish? Give a little bit of time for questions.
I really enjoyed my meditation then, and it's the first time it's ever come to me. And it was like Buddha Shakyamuni, it was like a floating genie.
Wow.
And they just, and it come in all different ways. It was like throwing all kinds of different colours with rainbow sparkles over everyone.
You were getting real happiness then there. So.
And then Siddhartha would come in and you'd come in and everyone come in and just throwing stars of like all different colours. So yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I'm
experience, no?
but it's like shifted.
But like you can say, you get
But
really beautiful.
I can focus on that for
Yeah.
love and them stars and them sprinkles.
Yeah.
And then rainbows was like wishing everyone love.
Yeah.
So that was my variation of like.
So
There are other times I've struggled and thought, I don't want to do this. Oh, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you.
Yeah.
Where that sort of like is universally. And I think of other people like in situations where they all float past them, like throw these sparkles.
But we can see from that experience, you can have a real beautiful experience meditating.
Yeah.
And like you say, you can do it for ages and not get anything, and then suddenly you go, whoa, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Better than any drugs you can take, guarantee.
I was just going to say, better than LSD. Like.
Yeah, better than LSD, magic mushrooms or anything like that. Come meditate, it's a lot less hassle and you won't get ill from it. So anyone else got any questions? Everyone happy? Great. So I've done my job properly. So thanks for coming along, thanks for listening. I just want to mention that we've got some other day courses coming up. Lovely Sudan's done some really great publicity. So we've got a course, Peaceful Silent Retreat.
Yep.
If you want to. There's them ones. This is taught by Paulie. Let's sit together in peace. Wouldn't that be lovely? Turn the telly off, put the mobile phone away, and just sit together in peace. And just let yourself breathe. Yeah, gorgeous. So please come along to that one. That's next Saturday, Saturday the 20th of September. And it's with Pauline, like I say, Pauline Kinraid. She's one of our most experienced branch teachers. She teaches, formally she teaches in Engine. Yeah. And she's been practicing teachers before even I came. She was here when I came. So she's got a lot of practical experience. She's been a mum. She's worked the job and she knows about life and how it can toss us around. So I'm sure she'll give some really good advice on how to be peaceful in the silent retreat. And then we've got this one, which is the amazing practice of patience. Anyone not get patience, get angry at things sometimes? Me? So our lovely resident teacher again, Kelsang Talopa, is going to teach us the practice of patience from a Buddhist point of view. How we can deal with them niggles when they come barging into our mind. So that's on Saturday the 27th of September, and they all start at 10 o'clock and they finish at 1:15. So come along to them and I'm sure you'll get some really good experience again of what Buddha taught. So I hope this has been an informative teaching for you. And don't be afraid to ask any questions, you might not want to ask them in this space, but you can ask anyone when we come to classes. Ask someone that looks like know what they know. Usually these people in these funny robes might know. So you can ask one of them. And if they don't know, they'll ask someone else. So always know that this centre's here for you, and you know you can use this resource and question anything can ask. No question is silly, so just remember that, and that's how we learn, isn't it? So thank you for coming along, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
So I hope to see you again. Gobden's done a very good publicity piece there. She always does, much better than me. So you now know what's coming. Take the leaflets with you. Even if you can't go, put them on your fridge. You know, somebody else in your family or whatever might see them. And you think, oh, that's nice, we'll go to that. Yeah.
You know what the October courses
Yeah.
To what, sorry?
the October courses are going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Do you want me to let you know? Why?
Yeah.
Somebody else asked me, Lucy from our FD class, and I sent her the schedule for the whole year. But I'll let you know.
All right, okay.
Yeah, thanks for asking.
Yeah, just makes things a bit easier.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,